Hi, my name is Elizabeth Blandon from Blandon Law, and I'm here to give you information on the two best ways to expedite your interview at the Asylum Office, anywhere you are in the United States. At Blandon Law, we help clients all over the United States and from over 80 countries to obtain asylum. And I've discovered that there's one thing that interests clients greatly, and that's getting to their interview as soon as possible. The first thing that I recommend is to do an expedite request with immigration. On their website, they have a list of what items they consider important to get an interview faster than other asylum applicants. Right now, some offices are running over 3 years of backlog, maybe even more. So if you think that you meet the criteria that's given out by immigration, the first step would be to do an expedite request. And when Blandon Law is hired to help a client expedite their asylum interview, that's the first thing we do too, is an expedite request. Now, if that fails and that's denied, we have a second option, and that is a federal lawsuit. We can do one called a mandamus or one under a law known as the APA. It doesn't matter exactly, and when we have a consultation, we can get into the differences, but basically, the point to know is that people have rights in the United States, and these lawsuits are basically forcing the federal government to go ahead and give you your right to a reasonably timed interview at the asylum office. So I recommend this. It's important to know one thing. Winning that type of case, winning an expedite through a lawsuit, the whole thing that you're winning is not necessarily your asylum case. What you're winning is getting to the interview faster than anyone else. So I only recommend the option of an expedite request or a lawsuit for someone who has a strong asylum case. If you don't have a strong asylum case and if you don't have all your evidence ready, then I do not recommend it. Finally, the question I also get asked often is, what are the legal fees and the costs to a federal lawsuit? And I just want to say that our fees are relative to our experience that we have. Just like I always say, it's like going through a bridge. If you pay for the person for the bridge to take you there to have more experience and to know the bridge well, then it's going to be more money than the person who takes you and has never crossed the bridge themselves. For a federal lawsuit, for example, you're going to want to pay an attorney more money if that attorney is very good at writing the legal argument. I hope this video has been informative for you, and at Blandon Law, we're always here to open the door to your success.